Hi, and welcome to My Story with CareCredit. We all have stories, but what makes these stories unique is that they are about people who are able to get life-changing treatment, procedures, or medical care for themselves, their family, and their pets. All of the people featured on My Story with CareCredit did it with their CareCredit credit card. CareCredit is a leading national healthcare credit card that can enable you to get many of the procedures and treatments you want now and pay over time with everyday promotional financing on purchases of $200 or more. CareCredit is accepted at hundreds of thousands of locations nationwide to pay for care whenever you need and want it. I'm your host, Amy Freena, and I'm excited to share this story with you. Alan and Savannah were about to get engaged when a little mishap with their cat, Powell, threatened to derail their plans.
Hi, I'm Alan,
Hi, I'm Savannah, and this is Powell.
and we've been CareCredit holders for about a year.
So we decided to go pick out a cat together, and Powell was perfect. He warmed right up to us, and it was kind of the start of our family, and it was perfect.
Powell was only 6 to 9 months old. You know, small little kitten, very energetic. We play all the time where I'll kind of lob him onto the couch, and then he'll get excited, come back, we'll do it again. Unfortunately, one time I kind of lobbed him onto the couch, and I believe his leg got caught in between the cushions, and he kind of gave out a little scream, and I was like, uh-oh. Ended up calling the doctor. We went to go get some x-rays, and it turned out he broke his leg. And so the vet was like, hey, you guys can pay with CareCredit. And I was like, I've never heard of this. What is this? And that just opened the door that we were like, you know what? We can actually do this. If it weren't for CareCredit, we don't know if we would have been able to keep Powell.
It was heartbreaking having to see him go through that because he loves running around the apartment and playing, but when he was fully recovered, it was a sigh of relief.
Thank you, CareCredit, for allowing us to keep Powell and having him come back, 100% kicking and running and screaming.
Thank you, CareCredit, for letting Powell live his best life.
Alan and Savannah, we're so excited to hear about your CareCredit story, but first I need to know, who did you bring with you today?
Here we have Pat Powell, the very excited and quiet cat.
Is this his first time on camera?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
He's a little fidgety right now. So.
Of course. Of course. So when did you guys first hear about the CareCredit credit card?
So we heard about it when Powell broke his leg unexpectedly.
Oh, no.
Yeah. We were playing around and kind of lob him on the couch, he was a little kitten, 6 to 9 months old.
Aww.
And so, something we would do all the time. He's very energetic, run back, give him treats. And then we found out his leg was broken, and we're like, uh-oh, we don't know if we can pay for this. I was saving up at the time to get an engagement ring for Savannah.
Okay.
And so this kind of hopped out of nowhere and really shook us both. And so talking to the vet, they were like, well, you do have this option. You can use CareCredit, which we had not heard of prior to that.
Okay. Well, it looks like Pal needs a little bit of a timeout. You want to
Yes,
let him
yeah.
get some rest.
There you go.
Show business is not for me. Okay, so you guys are at home, you're playing, and was he all of a sudden in pain? Like, how did you know? Is it very obvious that his leg was broken?
So I was actually the only one at home.
Just
Yes,
Savannah?
I was in California. I was celebrating my birthday with a friend, and it was the first trip I'd taken since we had gotten Powell.
Okay.
So it was a tough call when he called me a couple days into my trip, but you can tell the story of how it happened.
Yeah, it was not a phone call I was actually prepared to or really wanted to make.
Of course.
I'm like, uh-oh, we'll have 2 days with the cat and this happens.
It's not looking good.
It was not. I'm like, and she didn't even know about the engagement ring yet, so that made it even harder.
Right, of course.
So typically, like I said, he doesn't really meow too much except when he's hungry or really, really irritated. But, I'd been tossing him a few times, and he would come back, give him a treat, we'd do it again. But this time, he gave out like a little, pretty loud whine, and I'm like, it kind of shook me because I've never heard him do that before. we've never had that happen. So I'm like, uh-oh, what's going on? And I went to go check him out, and he was kind of limping away. And so my initial thought was, did he sprain his ankle? You know, I'm like, I've never heard of a cat breaking their leg.
Right. They always land on their feet.
Exactly.
Right?
No, they have 9 lives or something? Right. So he's limping around the house, and you're like, I think I need to take him to the vet.
Yeah.
Was that before or after the phone call?
Did you call me after?
It was right before. As soon as it happened, I'm like, uh-oh, I need to make this phone call, just to kind of get her in the loop so it wouldn't surprise her or anything. Made the phone call. I'm like, all right, let's go to the vet. And took him to the vet because, again, he was kind of walking weird. He was kind of shying into his little corner, which he normally does whenever he's just like wants alone time or anything.
Yeah.
So I'm like, uh-oh, this doesn't look good at all. So drove to the vet really quickly, got a couple of x-rays, and then they said, yes, it's broken.
Wow.
And it was just a shocker again. I'm like,
Yeah.
uh-oh, where do we go from this?
Right. And he was pretty young, right, you said?
Yes, he was about 6 to 9 months.
Yeah. And it wasn't like, a couple of $100s and it'll be fine. It was
Right.
thousands of dollars that
Right.
we didn't have at the time.
Right. So you are at the vet's office, and they give you your bill, and then they say, oh, but here's CareCredit. Is the vet the one that kind of told you about it?
Yeah, so we got, they sent us the invoice for the visit, and they said, we're going to need to take him into surgery tomorrow. And I'm like, well, okay, like, what are we talking here, you
Yeah.
know? I was thinking, you know, it was just a sprain. I didn't think it would be a broken leg.
Right.
And they're like, well, it's going to be a few $1,000s. And I'm like, well, that hurts. Like, I was not expecting that one. Well, what can we do? We love our cat. It means a lot to us. We picked it out together. And we were like, we don't want to just leave Pal as he is,
We don't want to give him away
Surrender him, yeah.
or anything.
And so they're like, well, we have this option, CareCredit, that you can use. And I'm like, well, I'm not really familiar with it. What is that? They kind of explained the process to us, or to me, and I'm like, all right, well, let me talk to my fiance again. Called her
Girlfriend
up.
at the time.
I was going to say,
Girlfriend at the
even I know that part.
So I called her back up, and she's like, well, what's the update, you know? Because my initial thought was, it's a sprained ankle. You know? He just kind of sprained something, nothing. But I'm like, it's surgery. It's going to cost quite a bit.
How are you feeling? Because you're in California. Hey, it's my
Yes.
birthday. Woo! And
Yeah.
then you're like, oh, no.
It was heart-wrenching. I mean, I had never had like my own pet before. We had family pets, but none that I had really connected super close with.
Right.
And I had just moved down, when we got Pal, I had just moved down from Iowa, brand new state, brand new city, and I didn't know anyone, and Pal was
Your
kind
pal.
of my pal, yeah. And so it was heartbreaking because I didn't know what we were gonna do. I didn't know how we were going to be able to afford it, how we were going to be able to afford living if we paid for it.
Right.
And it was definitely a panic. And
How much longer were you on your trip before you got to come home?
I had like 3 or 4 days left, and I wanted to have fun with my friend
Right.
and still relax and
Yeah.
and enjoy my time. And then when Alan told me about this opportunity to be able to pay for it over the course of several months, and it's going to be just fine.
Yeah.
I got to enjoy the rest of my trip, and I got to enjoy that time with my friend that I don't see very often, and it was such a huge sigh of relief.
That's awesome. And I bet for both of you. I just want to go back one more time about the CareCredit credit card providing you guys so much relief in such a stressful time, especially you, right? Because you're like, I just made this one massive expense that she doesn't know about, and now I'm taking on this other one.
Yeah.
Have you guys used the card for anything else?
Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet. So are there plans for using it in the future?
We've kind of talked, just because with the variety of different options, you know, you can use it for health, dental, vision.
And not just for cats.
Yeah,
I didn't
for
know
us
that when
too,
we
like,
first got
Yes,
it.
ma'am. Yep.
So, you know, maybe at some point if we do like LASIK is a conversation we've kind of talked about, or like
Wonderful.
surgery for vision, you know, improve it. So since it's one of kind of those bigger ticket items, something that you don't want to like just pay in cash like up front.
Absolutely.
So
And why, if you don't have to, why
if
do
you
it?
have that option.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I'd actually, I'd been brought up essentially saying, don't ever take out a credit card. You don't want you don't want to accrue that debt. But when we were introduced to this, I mean, not only is it building your credit, which is so important because we're going to want to get a home someday, but it was a smooth process. And it was, I mean, I would definitely recommend it to any friends, older, younger, people with pets, everybody.
So that's kind of my next question. If you guys could write a review on your whole experience, what would it say? What would it be?
I think it went pretty flawless. Again, it took the situation that was just unthinkable, unbearable, that we were like, we don't know if we can do this. And it opened this door that, wow, like this is actually possible. You know, if we did not have that option, we don't know if Pal would be with us here today.
Yeah.
And we were very worried at the time. And looking back, you know, she'll always joke around, hey, I can't leave you with the cat. But now I'm like, you know.
But it's okay, we've got CareCredit.
It's cool. I've got it taken care of.
Just having that flexibility just takes that load of stress off your shoulders.
Absolutely.
It was definitely had a huge positive impact on our finances and opened up so many conversations as we are getting ready to get married.
Right, which is also not cheap.
Oh, no, it's not. But it's been a blessing. And I'm incredibly grateful that we are able to have Pal with us still today. And we wouldn't if it weren't for CareCredit. So.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story. We wish you the best of luck. And congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Now that Pal is all better, Alan and Savannah could plan their big day that had even included Pal as the ring bearer. Remember, CareCredit is a leading national healthcare credit card that can enable you to get many of the procedures and treatments you want now and pay over time with everyday promotional financing on purchases of $200 or more. CareCredit is accepted at hundreds of thousands of locations nationwide to pay for care whenever you need and want it. If you are interested in applying for a CareCredit credit card or would like to find a provider in your area who accepts CareCredit, visit us at carecredit.com.